All right, here we are. Whoa, you're halfway there. All right, we're not really living on a prayer. We're just doing what needs to be done to work our businesses, right? Of course, prayers are still taken. So, what have we learned so far? You've learned that you've got to increase your product knowledge in order to maximize your sales and your bookings. You've learned that your belief decides what you believe you can and cannot do, and that your brain can be retrained. You've learned how to talk to people out and about, how to book parties at your shows, and, of course, words to say at both. You've learned that your passion shines through and can completely influence purchases and bookings at your party. You've learned that you have to host coach effectively to keep your sales high, your bookings at every party, and a constant pool of leads. You've learned that your skills will make a huge difference in every party. When you know your product, you can sell your product. When you know what to say, you know how to respond to objections and turn maybes into yeses. So when you tweak your host coaching skills, you have much bigger parties with much better results. Host coaching is where you earn your paycheck, and say it with me, the party is where you pick it up. So if you have any questions about host coaching, I hope that you would reach out to me or your director. And for those of you on my team, under the announcements on our team page, I have my own personal YouTube video of how I run my host coaching. So if you haven't already checked that out, please do. It's got a lot of information about how I do things. Not that that's the only way, but it is a way of doing your host coaching and having a system. So today we're going to talk about recruiting. Recruiting really is just a conversation. It's just talking to people. There's really not a perfect thing you could say to someone who's not interested, and there's really not a wrong thing you could say to the person who's going to sign up. All we're doing is just helping those potentials to find out if this business is something that will fit into their life. So what should I do to prepare? How do you recruit? Well, it's actually pretty easy. And I'm going to start down in the red words here. So just like if you wanted to do 4 parties in a month and you had none booked, you wouldn't just say, nah, never mind. With recruiting, it's the same way. We still have to be intentional. The company tells us that 2 recruits a month is what helps our business grow. So it's actually pretty easy, just as if we were getting bookings. First, we're going to set aside a small pocket of time each day to work on recruiting. And I'm not talking an hour, I'm talking 10 minutes. It's amazing what you can accomplish in 10 minutes when you're prepared. So set aside time. Second, make a menu of things to do in that pocket of time. If you have a plan, you'll actually get something done in the 10 minutes. I can definitely say without being prepared, you may just end up scrolling Facebook or playing Candy Crush or whatever. Once you have the pocket of time and the menu of things to do, just do it. Do what Nike says, just do it. So first we have to identify our potential recruits. So I'm just going to go over a few, but this of course is not limited. I didn't put this on here, but of course any hosts, present or past or future, are potential recruits. Look at your green dots also, and green dot means that they're online. So look for someone who might be looking for additional income, or someone who just might enjoy this business. Maybe someone who is a stay-at-home mom or dad, someone who's a college student, someone who loves to cook, someone who's recently an empty nester or just retired, and any other ideas in that category. Scroll through your list of Facebook friends and see who might be interested in the business just based on what you know about them. Seasonal ideas. So now is a really good time to be contacting people who tend to take on those additional jobs to pay for the holidays. So you could maybe make a Facebook post asking if someone is looking for a seasonal job. That would give you, maybe a handful of people that would raise their hand and might want some information. Apron ideas. So I don't know if any of you guys have seen the apron picture. It's been floating around an awful long time, but it tells you how each apron comes in different sizes. You could spend just one pocket of time reaching out to promoting just one size of apron. So there's virtual, part-time, full-time, career. Once you have your list and your pocket of time cut out, now what? So here's a menu of recruiting ideas. You could take 10 minutes and post the monthly recruiting special, and then take, during those 10 minutes, some time to private message or text people about the recruiting message or the recruiting special. You could reach out to old cold leads, so old lists of potentials. Just because they said no doesn't mean just because they said no then doesn't mean they would now. Just like with bookings, it doesn't always mean no, not never. And sometimes things change. And again, especially seasonally, this is a really good time to reach out. There are still 3 paychecks between now and Christmas. So if you don't have a list of cold leads, if you don't have a list of, people that you've talked to previously, start one now. And mine is literally just a notebook with names and dates that I talked to them and maybe a little scribble about what we talked about. Spend 10 minutes scrolling through Facebook just for recruiting leads. So I want you to look for people who are posting about food, people who are posting about needing money. People really do that. People who are posting about hating their job. People really do that. So here's some words to say. I think more than just identifying who to talk to, we need to talk about what to say. So to the person, these are a couple of ideas. To the person who's always posting recipes or food pictures, you could just send them a quick message that says, hey, I noticed that you're always posting great recipes. I'm curious, have you ever thought about turning your love of cooking into an additional stream of income for your family? To the person complaining about their job or other situation in their life, you could say, hey, I noticed what you posted about needing money or hating your job, and this might be the furthest thing from your mind, but have you ever considered looking into Pampered Chef? I'm not sure it would be a good fit, but I'd like to talk with you and give you more information. How does that sound to you? So you're putting that ball in their court. So other things you could do. You could send out a customer connection email about the business every other month. And if you don't know how to send out a customer connection email, that's kind of training for another time, but reach out to me or your director and we can help you. Once your customer connection email has been sent out or the monthly news report has been sent out, you're going to get what's called a warm call report. It's really important to follow up on who clicked what. And again, if you don't know how to do that, let one of us know. Other activities to keep you from going back to the same people over and over, but doesn't count as part of your pocket of time, your 10-minute recruiting activity, are these. You could spend some time 1 or 2 times a month sending out new friend requests on Facebook. Now, I don't suggest you just randomly do that, but you could go back to old parties that you've posted and click through and see if you sent friend requests to all of the people there. You could spend some time 1 or 2 times a month personally adding customers to your Facebook group. Again, try not to be too sporadic about that, but maybe run back through those old parties. You could talk it up at your Facebook groups, at your shows. You could talk up your Facebook group at your shows. So give people tickets or points for friending you or requesting to be added to your customer group. It's a really great way to broaden that network. So you're not always going back to those same people over and over, or at least not feeling like you are. So don't freak out. It's seriously just a conversation. And if while you're having these conversations, you want to send me screenshots to help with objections, please do. I'd be happy to help with how to respond to those. So we're still working on your skills, on the 4 pillars of success. And skills are such a major component of your success. The more you tweak your skills, the more you learn about selling, host coaching, booking, recruiting, the better your business is going to be. And the bigger your skill, the bigger your check. So again, skills are one of the easiest pillars in our business because everyone can fix them anytime. And here's some ideas of how. Practice recruiting your friend. Seriously, you just might recruit them. I actually did a mock interview with my sister-in-law when I first started the business, and she agreed to be my guinea pig, and she ended up signing. So you never know. Ask 3 or 4 friends if you can practice, and maybe you'll add to your team. Develop personal stories about your business. Set aside time for recruiting, those little pockets of time. Be intentional. Watch and listen to home office trainings and my trainings. Come to team meetings, recipe nights, and take any classes that you can. Go to National Conference, July 2019. Listen to any of the tips from the top or the audios on PCU or Consultant's Corner. Read books on recruiting or sharing. Direct Sales for Dummies is one. Watch YouTube trainings. I've got some, and there's a vast array of them out there. Do lots of shows because you'll get better at sharing with every party. You'll get more comfortable with it. Skills are easily taught and easily caught. You can do this. So if anyone has questions, feel free to reach out to me or your director. And your homework this week is Top Recruiters Tell All. So that's under Pampered Chef University, recruiting, and peer sharing. Don't forget to fill out the Google link, and thank you again for attending. I really do appreciate the time that you've taken to learn these skills, and I'd love to have each of you post on our team page the names of 3 people that you're going to reach out to this week. Have a great week. I look forward to sending you the next recording. Bye.